Hey, how's it going? Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Alec from Valist, and we're building a secure software distribution system without the pain of PKI. So before I get into a quick demo about what Valist does, just a quick overview. Valist is a universal package system where you could take any arbitrary software, NPM packages, Python packages, Docker, and we're adding support for new registries very quickly. You can take any arbitrary software, pass it through Valist, and have it digitally signed and distributed globally. You could also manage all the access control features surrounding it without having to worry about the majority of the infrastructure previously required. So we're open source, we're powered by Web 3.0 technologies, and I'm going to move into a quick demo. So I'm going to pretend to be a hardware wallet company that wants to distribute some firmware to the masses, but is particularly concerned with our users downloading the right version of the software and making sure that it's not compromised. So what I could do is I could go ahead and create an organization, and we could call this Hardware Wallet Co. And we could say we are a hardware wallet company and we build wallets. So we can create an organization, and as you can see, we move on to the next piece where we're creating a project, but the URL available to us now is app.valist.io/hardwarewalletco. So whenever you create an organization, you reserve that short name, similarly to how GitHub works. So we could create this new project and say firmware for the hardware wallet firmware. And we could choose a couple of different package types at the moment. And we're, like I said, we're increasing the registries that we support on this list. But in this case, we'll just choose regular binary. We could create this project, confirm the transaction. And then here we could actually publish a release for this software. So the metadata field can be pretty much anything. We're going to expand this into multiple fields. But for now, we could think of it as a change log and say, our first wallet firmware release. And then we could give it a tag. In this case, I'm going to use a semantic version 0.0.1. And then when I click Browse, I'm going to choose this Hello World program, but we could pretend that it is hardware wallet firmware. So when I publish the release, what it does in the background is it digitally signs and uploads this to a cryptographically verifiable data store. In our case, we're using IPFS and Filecoin, but we could support any other data stores in the future. So as you can see, we've generated this curl URL here. And what this allows us to do is actually pull from our API /hardwarewalletco/firmware/latest. And we generate this based on the package type. But if we test this out, what we could do is we download this firmware and we could run it. And we see we get our hello world. So that works great. We don't have to worry about the blockchain or IPFS or anything like that. And we could see the cryptographic hash of this file immediately. And I already have another example company here that we could click on that has a few other package types that we support. And if we go into the NPM package, you can see the sidebar changes into more relevant information for NPM. So we could copy this here. I've already uploaded a NPM package, but we could go ahead and do an NPM install straight from the API. And what this will do is it'll translate the location of the package from IPFS and what's on chain, and it will download it natively to NPM. And there it is right there. So we just downloaded the Valist 001 package. And as you can see here, we could also set the package registry to our NPM registry. And then you could do NPM install your organization / your organization's package. So if I make another directory inside of here called test, I could actually change my registry here to my Valist relay and install the package through there. And it will do the same resolution from our relay, but through the native NPM registries. So we support a few other things like Python as well as Docker, but we're adding support for more registries every day. And what this allows you to do is pretty much not worry about any of the access control features. So let's say I wanted to add a developer to my organization's repository that we're releasing firmware to. So I could go ahead and give this developer a role of developer. I could also set them as an admin. But if I grant them this role and then I sign in as that developer, I will actually see a completely different set of permissions. So now I'm no longer able to manage the organization, and I'm only allowed to publish to the repositories that I have permission to. So we have organization level and repository access control. And what this will allow you to do is easily manage the system. So that's about it for all I have. Thank you again for tuning in. I really appreciate it, and I hope to talk soon. Thank you.